Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is actually going to be a 2v2 all the random. The first 2v2 all the random here. Colorful spawning as, well, the red human. Meanwhile, we see Infi spawning as the red undead. Ignore the colors here for some reason. It doesn't quite look right. I know Lin is going to be Night Elf along with Fly. So, Night Elf random going up against, well, human undead random. And well, that's not all the randomness we're going to be getting. We still need to see what heroes will be, well, given to each of these players. And from there, they can try and figure out the strategy. Always fun to see, always interesting to see how these players are going to play out these games and, well, adopt and add strategies on the fly. Well, speaking of Fly, let's see Altar of Elders, Ancient of War being built right next to the mercenary camp. Similar strategy off over here. Lin, Ancient of War as well. Going to go ahead and train up that Altar of Elders and then bring out a hero. And, well, so far, pretty standard builds coming in across from both sides. Now, I have said this in the past. In all the random, players normally try and creep early on. The reason being, they cannot guarantee that they're going to get a harassment-based hero. So with that, they generally build more footmen, or Orc would build a grunt and some headhunters, and actually try to do creeping. No way to guarantee that they can get Farseer and Spirit Wolves or something of that nature. Now, Infi looks like he's going to be going for, well, at least ghouls early on. Still no graveyard. Nothing too concerning here as an additional ziggurat being placed down. Now, you can get some interesting combinations here. Double Death Knight or double Paladin could deal quite a bit of damage. Ancient of War taking a lot of damage right here. There's those wisps. It looks like there was an ensnare, but I'm not quite sure what actually ensnared here as we see a Pit Lord by Fly, Panda by Lin, Archmage by Colorful. How did he luck into that? And then finally a Shadow Hunter by Infi. Archmage, well, you know, in all the random, if you can get a hero that you are normally used to using with the race, it does, well, help with the overall strategies. Also, Archmage incredibly powerful with that Brilliance Aura in 2v2 matchups, as, well, mana is a necessary thing across all of your heroes. That Brilliance Aura becomes more powerful the more units you have that actually need mana. Shadow Hunter, definitely a unit that needs mana, and any additional heroes that could also get trained up. A little sludge minion here, level 1, well, actually has mana, does a little bit of damage, medium armor, 10 to 11 range, normal, all very nice here as we see a quick clearing of the expansion down here on the south side by the Shadow Hunter and this undead army. Archmage does have Claws of Attack +8. Perhaps going to get in a little bit of poke attacks onto that Pit Lord. 1, 2, maybe a third attack. That Pit Lord just going to retreat back. Not really going to be altogether that concerned as we're looking at the Shadow Hunter still walking out and about the map as well. Archmage looking to see if there's any additional expansions anywhere. It is a 2v2, yes. Shadow Hunter coming across here, you can see a little bit of damage. Well, Serpent Wards poking down, and are we going to see Infi perhaps move alongside this Archmage, get Brilliance Aura onto that Shadow Hunter, needs that mana. Archers are down across here as well, and with if we actually got more mana onto that Shadow Hunter, we could see more Brilliance Aura and more summoned units. That I'm actually kind of surprised about, that the Archmage didn't actually come across inside here early enough. Footmen are looking to try and engage. Panda now coming across as well. Serpent Ward has been taken down. A new one trying to get summoned up, and you see it right there. There goes an Archer. Shadow Hunter does get up to level 2 and use the Crystal Ball charge temporarily, as we're going to be looking at that Archer getting taken out as well. All right, so Brilliance Aura, Archmage diving on in here. No easy way to break free. A lot of ghouls just spreading out across the map. Serpent Wards, there are still 2 Serpent Wards down here as well, continuing to poke. A third one now getting added in. These Serpent Wards, 14 to 16 damage, are essentially archers each. So they are dealing decent amounts of damage. They don't have that many hit points, but they can rack up damage and kind of like delineate where things are going to go. So a nasty 1-2 combination. Is that Dark Troll going to get taken down? Yes, I believe so. Archmage is going after the target. No, decides to double back around here as we see more and more units getting, well, trained up from the mercenary camp. Quad, Serpent Ward is doing a lot of poking here. The Ghouls getting in a lot of attacks. There's some web spinners by Lin trying to summon up some skeletal minions. There's a reveal right there. There's an archer, and that archer is going to get taken down. So Shadow Meld not working. That crystal ball actually doing quite a bit of work as Lin going to lose a web spinner. All right. Archmage continuing to battle it up here. Shadowhunter, there's Rain of Fire, level 2, but the Pit Lord could be down to 28, could be, no, does not get taken down, gets blocked by own traffic of ghouls as the Breath of Fire blows over a couple of ghouls as well, giving level 3. All right, we could see more damage coming back across here. Units trying to fall back. And the Brewmaster, while beating up on this Shadowhunter here, perhaps going to try and Staff of Teleportation out. Oh, Breath of Fire. Oh, the game was going so well for Colorful and Infi. Suddenly, well, Fly is all beaten up, sitting at 25 over 10 supply, unable to train up any additional units. But, well, the Panda and Lin, is he going to be carrying the team all the way? Sludge Monstrosity, level 3 now on the Archmage. Panda, is he going to try to get a Breath of Fire? Who's going to get there? He's got the last hit, picks up a Ring of Protection plus 3, I believe, yeah. But the Panda in trouble, down to 62, down to 22. Going to go ahead and Scroll of Town Portal away as the Archmage could have a little bit of trouble as well. Down to 64, Scroll of Speed. Going to try and catch up to that Archmage. Pit Lord is right here. Is he going to try and get in front? There's that Rain of Fire. Does it hit it? Does it hit it? Oh, the Rain of Fire damage over time could have perhaps finished it off. Archmage forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal as a blue Dragon Spawn warrior quickly trained up here. Fly, well, getting all of those lost moon wells back. Remember, behind this, Infi still has an expo, so he is in a great spot for just a large amount of gold to try to funnel off here. All right. Oh, it looks as though, oh well. Here, I'm wondering, even if this is taken out, can this rifleman actually break free? This is one of those strange situations where if you're not familiar with the race, you could actually sim city incorrectly and your units can't come out. Yep. Arcane Tower is also now in the wrong spot. Those riflemen are just stuck in a box, right? Need to take down the Arcane Tower here. Do they have the range upgrade? They do not. They can't even shoot any of those units as Fly coming back across to try and cause a bit of problems. Arcane Tower is right there. This is just a horrible spot to be in. Riflemen need a breakdown out of this spot here. Meanwhile, Peasants may actually end up getting taken out here trying to do a little bit of work. There comes a little bit of damage. Archmage is in trouble. She's in, well, he's in a really tough spot right there, down to 59 hit points. Needs to use a Scroll of Regeneration to heal up all of these units again. A bunch of low hit point footmen. And how did this happen? Fly is reversing this right now. So Fly not enjoying getting attacked here as a blue dragon spawn going to get taken down. There goes the Lich as well. The Pit Lord, if it turned around, could Rain of Fire and deal lots of damage. More importantly, just stop a lot of the healing that's going on for the Archmage. All right, units trying to retreat back. Oh, Pit Lord down to 9 hit points. Pit Lord does not escape. Water Elemental's timed life was nearly done. Nearly outside the range of that Water Elemental, but no, Colorful still gets the final hit. Panda out here on the battlefield. Perhaps more Breath of Fire to finish off more of these units as well. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and well, that's going to be a lot of damage over time. You see all those skeletal minions just falling down as the Pit Lord of Lin was summoning up, perhaps going to summon up some beetles. You got to give me some slack in trying to determine which units are mercenaries, which units are creeps. Quite a wide array of characters and units out here on the battlefield as Lin is setting up an expansion here at the 12 o'clock spot. All right, nearly full saturation there. Both and Fly getting up to 33 over 50 supply. Could use a little bit more gold, resurrecting that Pit Lord. Units are retreating back. Panda, another big Breath of Fire blowing on through. And the Panda, well, sitting at about 4.3, I would guesstimate. If it gets up to level 5, that level 3 Breath of Fire would be extremely nasty. And even then, Drunken Brawler is also very effective with Gloves of Haste and those additional Claws of Attack. Stone Maul Ogre going to get taken out here. There's a Spider, Crab, a Behemoth, level 5. Archmage gets up to level 4. A potion of greater mana. Shadowhunter gonna staff of teleportation away. Come on, it's a potion of greater mana. Pick it up. Manual of health. Well, apparently the Keeper of the Grove is considering being an apothecary instead, just delivering potions of mana to all of the other heroes who have better spells. As the Brewmaster looks to clear up some more of these creep camps here. All right, Infi does have red drakes here. Both sides are going to try and engage, and here we are. Here we go. A little bit of damage. There's going to be Abolish Magic taking down the Water Elemental. There goes one of those units as the Crypt Lord tries to get an Impale to break free. That was a stun, and the Crypt Lord falls at level 2. All right, Panda needs to come back around. Elder Sasquatch. Who has the Command Aura? The Kobo Taskmaster, I believe, is the one with the Command Aura, giving big bonus damage across multiple units. Brewmaster tries to give a Breath of Fire, and now we need to see the incoming army of Fly to try and offer a bit of support, but they do not have the upgraded armor, so those riflemen would actually deal terrible damage to those Huntresses. Now, coming back through. Both sides engaging, more poking, more damage. There's a Breath of Fire again. Footmen trying to figure out where they're going to go next, but I think we can see the writing on the wall with quad Serpent Wards down, Archmage giving Brilliance Aura. That Shadowhunter should have mana pretty much for days. Add in an Obsidian statue, and, well, there's just mana pretty much everywhere. All right, Fly trying to save his partner. Army of Huntresses running into an army of Riflemen. There's Rain of Fire raining down, and, well, damage is wow. All of those, so many of those Riflemen taken out right there, and so far the Serpent Wards continuing to poke back all of these units. Infi forced to try and retreat back out. Colorful also still fighting through here. Infi, what is going on here? Fly's Pit Lord down to 48, down to 40 hit points. Entangle, the Keeper of the Grove of Infi, able to get the job done. A bunch of low hit point Huntresses, and now Infi's Shadowhunter backing up. Oh, that last loss from the Pit Lord, a big enough deal right there. Sasquatch perhaps gonna try and get in a little bit more healing. Panda is sitting at level 5, clearing up the remainder of these creep camps here. Brewmaster needs that mana. Shadowhunter, is he resurrecting that Keeper of the Grove? Yeah, resurrected the Keeper of the Grove already. Oh, no. Sorry, didn't have to resurrect it. The Keeper of the Grove was fine. And now just shy of level 3. All right, so level 3 coming online. Does have Thorns Aura. Is he going to go for level 2 Thorns Aura or level 2? Can't quite tell easily. Well, looks like it's going to be level 2 Entangle. Tome of Intelligence +2. Keeper of the Grove going to go back for it. Get a little bit additional damage and mana again. All right. Colorful. Clearing up another creep camp here. Healing Ward needs to get cleaned down or thrown down here. We are at Tree of Ages. Do the Huntresses, yes, finally have that armor, the heavy armor, so they are better protected against the Riflemen and all of the piercing damage that is currently out here on the battlefield. All right, Lynn trying to, well, bring in a unit. Oh, there's a little bit of a stun. We're looking at some damage here. Huntresses trying to go after these units. Serpent Wards are not going to be dealing nearly as much damage here. There's a Breath of Fire. We're going to see some Sea Elementals perhaps trying to scurry away. This Elder Sasquatch, well, moving back around here. Panda is going to be able to Breath of Fire here, trying to finish off some of these units. There's another Healing Wave. There's a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire. He is racking up damage, but the damage is just not sticking as the Shadowhunter has Obsidian Statues and Healing Wave just constantly working together. All right. Fly is going to perhaps try to come around to the other side. Meanwhile, Colorful is putting in pressure inside Fly's main base here. Scroll of Town Portal needed to try and retreat back here. Crypt Lord of Lynn going to go ahead and teleport and say, you know what, maybe the Panda can try and fight here. But no, this is separation. Panda, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire to try and blow things over. Is it going to be able to stay alive here? Crypt Lord falls at level 3. Lynn tried to save here. Meanwhile, Fly was getting into position to try and save, and perhaps a miscommunication causing problems. A split attack doing great damage, extremely effective, as Infi and Colorful take the victory. Let me know what you guys thought about this all the random 2v2 game.